Underground Railroad House on Pocahontas Island. By the 1860s, Petersburg had the largest black population in the country, and its peninsula, Pocahontas Island, had the oldest free black residential community in the nation. This, along with the canal system, made Petersburg an epicenter of enslaved people seeking freedom on the Underground Railroad.
Where we are sitting right now is the main thoroughfare of the Underground Railroad. See, you must have to understand what was the route of the Underground Railroad. The route of the Underground Railroad from the Everglades, dismal swamps, and riverways and so forth and so on. It was where your major plantations were. Your slaves would run away and they would follow the rivers and the waterways this way. And they believed if you went north and keep your eyes on the east, that God would take you to the promised land. That's what they believed. In this area, they had Quakers. Quakers lived in, this was Denver County. And Quakers lived in this area, and they didn't believe in slavery, and they didn't believe in war. So with a lot of them mixed up, people of all colors lived together here. They were instrumental and helped operating the Underground Railroad through the Appomattox River.
Many houses in both the South and the North claim to have been a part of the Underground Railroad because of unusual or hidden rooms. These claims are so frequent that scholars are skeptical of most. By nature, the Underground Road was a secret, and thus verifying actual stops is difficult at best. However, one home on Pocahontas Island has a strong claim to be in an Underground Railroad stop.
Well, the Underground Railroad house that was lost about 4 or 5 months ago, it was a treasure. It was a treasure. It was one of the oldest houses on the island. And dealing with Underground Railroad, that was one of the main houses, because it had a cellar in it versus the other houses right here. You had them beneath the ground, but we couldn't hide them above the ground. So that was a significant thing about that house. It had 3 layers. It had the top, the middle layer, and it had the third one, the cellar. If you look at the house, you would never know that it had a basement in it, because well camouflaged. Even that house was part of the war, what they call it, Civil War also. There was a lot of prominent whites in Petersburg that were afraid of shelling. They hid them in that house because of the cellar they had in there. You could have a cellar, you had a fireplace, you could live down there, and nobody never know you lived down there. That's the significant thing. You could put the slaves down there, and they could live down there and camouflage down there. There was time for us to take them some other place and by a river or something and carry them north on the Underground Railroad. That's what that house is.
We know that Pocahontas Island was a famous stop on the Underground Railroad because of a publication in 1872 by William Still, which is packed with references to enslaved people fleeing through Petersburg. There was also the famous Keziah Affair in 1858.
Keziah Affair had to do with where our culture is. See, this man communicated with waiters and waitresses and all this kind of stuff in the hotels around here. And he had worked up a deal and how to take them out of here, the slaves out of here. But what had happened, he ran upon a sandbar, his ship, and it couldn't move. So when the authority went down there and inspected, they found slaves hidden in the Keziah, and that's how they got him. And they all this white guy threatened to lynch him and everything. But they gave him time in jail, about 5, 6, 10 years. He was sentenced to prison for trying to help slaves out of here in the Underground Railroad to his ship.
Welcome to Pocahontas Island, just outside of downtown Petersburg. This is the oldest free black community in the United States and was a hotbed of activity during the Underground Railroad in the antebellum South. We're standing in front of the Joseph Jenkins Roberts House. He was the first president of the African nation of Liberia. But what we're really here to talk about is something you can't see today. It is a house that was part of the Underground Railroad that was torn down last year because the city gave the owner an ultimatum of fix up the home or tear it down. And unfortunately, she chose to tear it down. And so what you'll see now is an empty lot of where the Underground Railroad house used to be in Petersburg, a lost treasure.